Mr. X, why are you doing another episode of Your Questions Answered? You've already done 11 of them. Well, that's because science tells us that you have to tell somebody something 17 times before they listen. When it comes a wife to a husband, that's probably about 117 times.
Don't give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own.
Coming to you live from San Francisco. Two things. First, there's a little bit of noise on the microphone. I apologize for that in advance. Second, if you want to ask some questions and they're not answered in today's video, make sure to throw them down in the comments below for the next episode.
Hey, welcome to the Extreme Channel. My name is Mr. X. This channel is mostly about extreme collectibles, extreme lifestyle. And with that, did the Falcons just score again? Sorry, Falcons are beating the Rams in Week 17. Who would have thought? By the time you're watching this, the Super Bowl is already over. But anyway, part of my channel is about me because it's my channel. And with that, I have a lot of questions in the comments. So I started this series saying, Your Questions Answered. And so what I do is I put out a video and I answer the questions that were in the comments from the previous video. Got that? So today on episode 12, we're going to answer the questions that were in the comments of episode 11. As long as my battery doesn't die. If it does, we're in deep shit. So with that, let's just kick it off with number one from SWS Squish. He goes, how do you find to get commission pieces done? Are there any painters, 3D modelers you'd recommend or consistently return to? Well, there's a few different layers to this question. Layer number one, you're not going to commission just one piece because that would cost $10,000 or $20,000 with the sculpt and the mold and the print. Regarding custom statues that other people make, that's on a big hush-hush community because technically they're not licensed, and it is illegal to sell a licensed property that's not licensed. So unfortunately, I can't help you there. Are there any painters and 3D modelers you'd recommend? Painters, I've had a bunch on the show. S7 Customs is a favorite. I use my wife, but most of those people are backed up 3 or 4 years. So unfortunately, I just gave you some answers that didn't help you at all, and I apologize for that. Hal says, is there any overpriced statue you bought and you regretted it afterwards? Not because of like the quality or I paid too much, but because I didn't really hold on to it. Yeah, there's plenty of them that I spent quite a bit of money and I lost money on the resale. Which ones? I have to think about that, but here's some thumbnails of ones I thought of after the fact and edited in. John says he thought I was ringside of the Paul fight. I can't confirm or deny that. Mr. Wilson, oh, this guy commented like 18 comments about how I'm a little bitch one night. So please look at me. You don't have to, although, yeah. I responded to every single one because he was so entertaining. Frank Leon says he loved these videos. What are my thoughts on 2026? Do you think AI is a bubble or do you think it's fear-mongering? AI is taking over. I mean, I don't know if Skynet will happen, but from a business standpoint, I keep seeing this short video clip and I think it's true. It says AI will make more millionaires in 5 months than any other industry has done in 50 years. I think AI is the future. I think businesses that don't use AI are going to be left behind. The fact that AI is going to replace jobs sucks, but most companies are for profit and it's a smart way to go. Jonathan says, love these videos. Here's my question. When was the last time that a statue you acquired felt truly special to you? Very excited. I've noticed the more pieces you acquire, you don't feel the same excitement. So I totally agree with you. You know, back when I just focused on, okay, I got to unbox this for the YouTube channel, it wasn't exciting. It was a business. So I was always doing that to try and release it right away. I don't do that anymore. If you'll notice, you'll see pictures of my statues on social media, sometimes a month or two before you even see the review video because I want to take my time with it. So I'm getting back to that quite often and I'm not receiving as many statues. And if you've watched some videos lately, I co-locate. I live in 2 different places. So with that being said, the one that I can think of off the top of my head is Prime 1 Berserker Predator. In awe about that. But more so, E.T. from Cinemaquette. That one, I just can't tell you how good it is. That's because it's really good. MH says he heard the same thing about time and memory. That's why you have to try new things to slow down your life. If you missed that in the last video, I was talking about a theory I heard that I actually agree with, that your brain processes new experience slower. So that's why as you get older and you experience less new things, it seems like it goes by quicker, even though time is a constant. STR says, why did you get rid of your Transformers collection and not collect them anymore? A few reasons. Number one is, first of all, I was able to sell them at a time the market was really good, which it's not anymore, so that was nice. I got all my money back, if not made a profit. Two, they took up so much space. Transformers are not my favorite. Statues looked incredibly cool. I had mostly Bayformers, mostly, and a few Generation 1. And while I did like the first Bayformer movie, I didn't like the rest. So for something that takes up a ton of room, and keep in mind, for a while I had them displayed in the middle of the room, which just looks tacky. So for those reasons, it was an easy choice to get rid of them. I'm awesome, you're not. I love your name, and I agree with that. You're awesome, I'm not. What is an underrepresented character you think could have some really great statues? Oh, that's a good one. The funny thing is, I've done videos before on, what drives the value of a statue, and pop culture is a big thing. So whatever's popular in pop culture. So it's hard. You got to get people on the bandwagon. Of course, I've talked about I want a Sleepwalker, I want a Darkhawk, but I don't think that would, have the bandwagon. In the Stupid Statue Awards I did this year, I talked about how all of a sudden Venomized Hulk's really popular. What is an underrepresented character? Oh, that's hard. I thought Pumpkinhead would be, but that's not going very popular. Seems like they made everybody that's not... I can't think of anybody. Is there a character that surprisingly has no statues you'd love to see? I just answered that. What's, in your opinion, the best statue ever made? That's my favorite statue, the Silver Surfer, right here, coming out of the black hole. Lethal Venom says, I know you like guns, but do you collect knives? As far as guns go, what is your preferred platform? And then he had read more, and I missed that. I'm sure it was about SDW's mom. No, I don't collect knives. I used to collect movie swords a long time ago, about 20 years ago. Braveheart and 300. I had his sword. I had tons of movie swords. As far as guns, what is your preferred platform? Semi-auto handguns, revolvers? Handguns. I like handguns because you can carry them. They're easy, and I feel like you can do a lot of damage. They're just convenient, I would say. And you can conceal and carry, and I feel like a badass walking around with a gun. Probably because I have a small dick. That's not true. That's not why I feel like a badass. Oh, shit, I'm funny. Pinnacle asked a question about what pisses me off, and I reminded Pinnacle that I have videos on that. JMV just talks about how cheap statues used to be. He's absolutely, or she's absolutely correct. If I could have any signed jersey from any Denver team, and it can be from any time period, what would it be? Super Bowl 50. I have a signed wall. It's not a poster, but like the stadium, the entire starting people sign that. It's one of my most valuable things. So I would like that on a jersey. But also I kind of want, 98. It's like, let's get back to some real stuff with Elway and all them. Jonas says, am I picking up Mr. Krang or PCS Krang? Yes, I did pre-order that. Mr. X, why do you drink? So I'm very blessed in life, and when I say stress, I don't have the stress of wondering where my next paycheck's coming from. I don't have to worry about food. I don't have to worry about a roof over my head. But I do have to deal with things on a daily basis that, this just may have cost $1 million. Maybe not my money, but money I'm entrusted with. So stress, it cools me off. It's the quickest way to cool me off. I like the way it feels not to feel. Been asked before, what's your favorite type of film? Horror, action, comedy, or mystery? I would say if I have to look at all the films I really enjoy, I like drama films. One of my favorite is Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. But I'm eclectic. I like music. I kind of like everything. Jaws is another one favorite movie that's kind of sci-fi / horror. Obviously, I love Star Wars. Lex Prime must have free statue. Land of Mertz. How will you keep your kids grounded? They live a pretty extravagant lifestyle to where I live. No clue what it's like by you. Yeah, it's a great question. It's something we've been dealing with for a long time. So my kids see me and Mrs. X's work ethic, and that's passed down to them as well, like it was passed down from our parents. So that's there for sure, but they do have a little bit of entitlement. We were flying back from a cruise, and we were flying back from an all-inclusive resort in Mexico, and a hurricane was coming, so I moved our flight up one day, and we lost our first-class seats. And my daughter found out at the airport we're not in first class, and she goes, I'm not sitting back there with those peasants. And that was a real wake-up call for us. So our children have incredible work ethic, and they know that you're not entitled to stuff, but they are used to a pretty extravagant lifestyle. So we've been letting them know that, hey, this can be yours if you are smart and you work incredibly hard, and I think they see that. They do know that they are truly blessed to have it, but they know that they don't deserve it, if you will, that you have to earn that. So that's kind of the way we teach. But yeah, they're used to pretty nice things. Actually, when I'm filming this, a week ago today, I bought my daughter a Camaro for her 16th birthday, not just for no reason. Heather says, did you get a chance to look at T800? Oh, I didn't. I haven't been home for weeks, or to that home. I'm in this home now. Wayne Fu Adams says, have I watched Welcome to Derry? I have not yet. It's on my list. I'm going through Stranger Things right now. Maybe by the time this airs, I'll have watched it. Chancellor says, can you do a video on how to sell a statue, or point me to a video? You've already covered that. I pointed him to a video in the comments. Has a couple to sell. Despite Wisdom says, have I checked out the new villain show at Hollywood Studios or Disney World? I have not. I definitely need to get down there. I probably will this year in 26. Head back to Orlando again. I know for sure. Actually, no. I for sure am going to Orlando. It's actually a work trip that my wife and I get to go on, so that's great. And what's my opinion on pedestals for statues? I think pedestals are the way to go. I think if you get a very nice pedestal, it's better than any shelving you can buy. And I wish I'd invested in great pedestals for every single statue, but they're costly for good ones. If you could only drink nothing but one alcohol and one non-alcohol beverage, what would they be? Oh, I like that question, Halftron. Well, I'd have to go water. Let's assume that I automatically get water. Then I would say Coke Zero, and then I would also say whiskey, because it gets me the drunk the fastest, and you can mix it with Coke Zero. And I like whiskey. And last question is Daniel Caruso asked if I put in a complaint with the Harry Potter theme park. He's referring to this video right here. I did not, but when they asked me to do a review, I gave them a horrible review. So, yeah, I'm not that type of person. If I'm unhappy with the business, I don't ask for money back or to speak to a manager or anything like that. I just stop being a patron of that business. I think that's the best way to speak. Great questions. Again, I apologize for going through them so fast, but I'm worried the battery might have died. So I guess we'll find out. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Yes, we're still giving away $1,000 statues at every 5,000 subscriber milestone. You have to make sure you're subbed to the channel, you like the video, and then leave a comment. We're going to pick a random comment on a random video and give away those statues. In the meantime, check out some of these other videos and my social media. Talk to you soon. Take care.